Hi guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are in a completely different location. I did my makeup in natural lighting for the very first time ever on this channel. I also talked about a few different things that I thought were really important and just kind of sharing with you guys that I'm here to be relatable and I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to show you guys that I'm just like you. I'm just a girl who loves makeup. So if you're interested to see how we came up with this look, it actually turned out really, really good. And also if you're interested to hear about some of the things that I talked about and my thoughts and opinions, then keep on watching. But before you go any further, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I post on this channel every 4 days, so you never have to miss me for too long. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I've actually already filmed this video once, but I wanted to go ahead and redo it just because I was literally so all over the place. I'm not gonna let you have that headache. I've kind of calmed down. I have regathered my thoughts. I was trying to talk and do my eyebrows at the same time. I've got to accept that I cannot do that. If you can talk and do your eyebrows or put mascara on and talk at the same time, you're a queen. And I went ahead and put a little bit of lip balm on using this e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm, and this is in the scent Mighty Mint. I did go ahead and do my brows, so I filled them in and outlined them using the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 5. Carve out just the bottom because I'm not carving out the top today with concealer. I used this Bare Minerals Correcting Concealer, and this is in the color Dark 2. Show you guys that's what the color looks like. Now we're ready for eyeshadow, and I'm gonna go ahead and prime using this Makeup Revolution Prime and Lock eyeshadow primer. You may be asking yourself, Anissa, why are you only carving out the bottom of your eyebrows? Well, while I've been editing a lot of my recent videos, my eyebrows look so prominent and so light, especially right up here, because I don't ever get really close with foundation because I'm afraid to mess up my eyebrows. I personally like doing my eyebrows first, and I like doing my eyeshadow first because I don't have to worry about fallout or anything like that. Especially if I'm doing like a super glittery look, I don't have to worry about that being all over my face. I saw this one girl on Instagram Reels, she just carved out the bottom and then did her eyes, and then she carved out her brows using the same foundation that she used all over her face, and that seemed to work a lot better. I'm gonna be talking, but I'm also going to be trying a couple new techniques. Some of them I've tried before, and some of them I'm trying for the first time today. I'm doing this whole setup for a very prominent reason. It's not just like to change up scenery. I'm gonna kind of get into all of that, but we are going to talk a little bit and do some eyeshadow. Today for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the NATASHA DENONA Metropolis palette. This is what the inside of it looks like. Why I wanted to do this video with this setup is because I have been seeing a lot, and I mean a lot, of people being bashed and a lot of people bashing people on Instagram for using filters over their pictures. And I've seen a lot of people calling beauty gurus or makeup YouTubers, whatever you want to deem the term, they have been calling us liars. And I was like, okay, y'all are getting really bold. But the reason people are calling makeup YouTubers liars nowadays, I guess, is because people use studio lights. And I have always used studio lights because it is the most dependable. You don't have to wait on the sun to come up to film a video. And yeah, it also does do a little bit of blurring and a little bit of correcting. Like, okay, what's wrong with that? That never hurt anybody. Some people are saying that some beauty YouTubers are lying to people about products working and just kind of using studio lights because it does blur some of your imperfections. It makes some makeup looks seem unachievable and unattainable, which I mean, I understand, but for me personally, the only place that I use filters is on TikTok, and I just use beauty filter, and I'm very honest and open about that. That's where I feel like the line needs to be drawn, because some people are straight up acting like they are perfect and, you know, using Instagram filters and editing their pictures to edit out any pimples, any texture, anything like that. Now see, that I am purely against, especially when brands do that to advertise product. That is straight up lying. I want you guys to be able to come to my channel and be like, oh my gosh, she is so relatable. Like, I'm just like her. I'm just trying to love makeup just like her. And I want you guys to be able to feel like you can achieve the makeup looks that I do, because honestly guys, like, I'm not that great. There's a lot of people that are a lot better than I am, but that's what I love about makeup, is that it is something that gives people an opportunity to always grow. I don't need to tell you guys, makeup changes all the time. There's always new products coming out, always new techniques coming out. Really took offense to that because I just feel like it's not fair to call somebody a liar because they're using equipment to enhance the way that their videos come out. I feel like as long as somebody is very honest with the fact that they're using filters or studio lights or whatever, then there's no harm in that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. You guys can see my skin right now. not the best. I was like, okay, well, I can just wait to do this video until my skin is a little bit better. And I literally caught myself feeding into that perfection and achieving that unattainable goal of having perfect skin. So this is me sitting here being completely 100% raw with you guys. I'm sitting in front of a window. I do have a ring light in front of me. It is on the lowest setting, but that is because when I turn it off, it makes me look very cool. I just wanted to bring a little bit of warmth back to my face, but you guys can still see like all my imperfections and stuff. This is what it looks like when it's cranked up all the way. If you guys have watched any of my recent reviews, I have made it a point to make sure that I am zooming in on my skin and showing you guys everything and what's happening, and especially on my phone camera. I do that all the time. When reviewing products, I had to realize, okay, well, I'm showing them this and you know, I'm telling them, okay, yeah, this looks really good, but they can still see my imperfections. They're gonna be like, Anissa, what are you talking about? But that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is makeup, it's supposed to, you know, correct your imperfections, but like I have never found a foundation that can get rid of texture. Like texture is just there. It's supposed to be there. And that's why I say like I completely understand where people are coming from when they say that stuff, because it's true. Some people do take advantage of it and they want people to think that they're perfect. I don't want you to think I'm perfect because I'm not perfect. And that's where it has become unhealthy. I feel like there's two sides of the story. If you're trying to act like you're something that you're not, then yes, that's very toxic. And especially when you know that you have influence over a large number of people, versus if you can be honest and be like, hey, yeah, you know what? I do use studio lights because A, they're more convenient, and B, they do make my makeup look a little bit better. And I hate that people shame people for that, because girl, you know you would do the same exact thing. I actually really like the way that I'm looking. If I go and look back 6 months ago, my makeup has changed so much. And you know, that to me is really motivating, to be able to look back at something and know that you are bettering yourself. But I also love this because this is a way for me to share my knowledge and what has helped me and things that I wish people would have told me when I was going through that stage of my makeup journey. That is the beautiful thing about makeup to me, is that it is something that is so customizable. You can do what you want, you can use what you want. The other main reason I had for doing this video is because I was watching a video from a channel called Middle Ground. If you guys have never heard of it, basically it is a channel that is kind of really a platform for open discussion, especially on very controversial issues. In my opinion, it's so important to have those conversations because it's important to know where other people come from and what their reasoning is for believing certain things, especially if you do not feel the same way that they do. Because sometimes when you listen to other people talk, especially, you know, if you guys don't agree on an issue, you can kind of see where they're coming from. Because I feel like a lot of people today love to invalidate people's feelings, especially if they don't feel the same way as that other person does. They did a video, I don't remember the specific name of it, I'll put the thumbnail in here, but it was like, is there such a thing as too much makeup? They brought together these people who wear makeup and who don't wear makeup, how social media has affected some people's self-image, how makeup has been something that has saved people's lives, and just to kind of hear how makeup influences other people's lives. I think that stuff is really cool. I would definitely recommend you guys checking it out. And what I was gonna do was talk about some of the questions that they brought up in that video, but I want you guys to go ahead and watch it for yourself and be able to form your own opinions. Just some key things that I took from that video is that, and I do agree with this, is that some of the girls felt as though, can't remember if there was a boy in there, but there may have been, had a hard time with makeup and with loving themselves because they saw all of, it goes right back to the filters thing, where they see all of these beauty influencers using all these filters to make themselves seem perfect, and it was really detrimental to them. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have definitely unfollowed a lot of people who portray to be perfect people. It's not healthy, because when you're constantly comparing yourself and exposing yourself to that type of stuff, you will never feel good enough. And I think that is something that has helped me a lot with my own self-image and loving myself, not just in makeup, but outside of makeup. And if anything, I feel like loving yourself without makeup is even more important than loving yourself with makeup. Because the only way that you can have that healthy relationship with makeup is knowing that, hey, okay, I'm gonna put all this stuff on and I'm gonna look gorgeous, but I'm also gonna take it off and I'm gonna be gorgeous. You can't, you know, just see it as something to where you're only gonna be gorgeous with it. That is not what makeup is for. Obviously, it helps correct pimples and discoloration and all that stuff, but it's to enhance. Let me know what you guys think about that. This is really an experiment because I do want to do natural lighting every once in a while. It seems to look really good in the viewfinder. I'm sorry if I keep looking at myself. I know that is so irritating. I'm gonna let you know right now, the studio lights are not going anywhere because I paid a lot for those. But I feel like it'd be fun to do this every once in a while. The easiest way that I can show you guys something. You guys can't always see what I'm talking about through studio lights versus in natural lighting you can. So even if I did like some of my reviews in natural lighting, I feel like that would be a good idea. This is also a new technique I'm using. I'm going in with this NYX pigment. It's in the color Pigment 13 Old Hollywood. I'm tapping it into the lid and I'm going in with a super small eyeshadow brush and I'm taking some setting spray on that brush. My eyes are hooded, so I'm accentuating that part where I would cut my crease. Basically the outside of where my shimmer is, just lining it with that to kind of make the color pop a little bit more, and this also opens up the eye a little bit. For the longest time I could not figure out why I could never do a cut crease and love it. It's because my eyes are hooded. We're done with the eyes, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys out. We're gonna go on to complexion. I'm actually gonna be mixing two primers today. So this one that I have in my right hand is this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, one of my favorites of all time. And then this is a newer one that I've added to my collection. It is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. I did a mini review on this when I reviewed the One Size Beauty Powder Foundation, so if you guys wanna check that out, you can. I haven't used the Milk Makeup in so long because I know how much I love it. I'm having a little bit of a crisis with not where to go with this channel because I know what direction I want to go in, but kind of like where I'm gearing more towards. I'm really in between high-end makeup based or if I want it to be drugstore makeup based. And you know, now that I think about it, I feel like I have to go gear one way because I mean that's what you see most channels do. I think especially as of recently I've been pressured into, not by anybody but just by myself from seeing other people here on YouTube. I feel like sometimes people will make people who like high-end makeup feel bad about liking high-end makeup because there's stuff that's cheaper out there. Which yes, there is stuff that's cheaper out there, but I'm sorry. I'll say this over and over again. There is some stuff that the drugstore does better than high-end, but there's also some stuff that high-end does better than drugstore. Let me know what you guys prefer. Kind of been doing a mix of the two, and I honestly personally really like that because I want you guys to be able to see like, hey, you know, you can use these products that are pretty affordable and get a really nice full beat. But also if you are wanting to spend a little bit more money and try some products that may be a little bit more better quality than drugstore, then you can use that too. I'm going to go back to using an old technique I used to use forever ago, and that is setting your primer before you put on foundation. I'm just gonna be using this original AIRSPUN loose face powder. I used to love this stuff, not only for doing this, but for using it all over the face until I realized that this stuff has awful flashback on dark skin. I think I stopped doing this when I started doing my contour underneath my foundation because I was like, okay, well I can't do both, so I gotta choose one. I love doing this when I am using a natural foundation that I really like because I have found that this helps with longevity a lot and just also helping to kind of smooth everything and making your foundation's job a little bit easier. I think I should do my whole face with foundation and then do my eyebrows. I'm so used to having like my whole table in front of me. I have a little side table with my brushes and my makeup wipes on it, and then I have this TV entertainment center with all of my makeup just piled on top of it. Today for foundation, I'm just going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way. This is the original formula. I did buy the matte formula not too long ago. I still haven't gotten around to trying it yet, but we're getting there. And I have the color Chai in this. This is my summer shade. I know that this is too dark for me. So what I'm gonna do is I took 2 pumps of this on a Morphe mixing plate, Total Control Pro Drop Hue Shifters, and this is in the color Light. So I'm gonna shake this up really, really good. And the reason I've been testing these out, I haven't really like talked about them too much, is because I wanted to see if they actually worked, because I feel like this would be awesome for you guys if you have a foundation that you absolutely, absolutely love, whether it be high-end or drugstore. And instead of buying 2 shades, like a summer shade and a winter shade, you could just buy your darker shade, your summer shade, lighten it up with this hue shifter. It's very much a milky texture. I thought that they would be a lot more potent. I just did an updated makeup routine not even that long ago, and I honestly feel like I'm gonna have to do another one. I really started watching YouTube, especially beauty gurus on YouTube, in probably 2014. So what, 7 years ago? So that would have made me 11, 12. Yeah, that's about right. I can tell you like a couple different major shifts in trends as far as beauty between like 2016 and 2018. I feel like the biggest thing that really changed was brows and eyeshadow, but oh my gosh, over this past year, and I definitely think it's because of people being in lockdown and not going out, full coverage beat is just not the thing anymore. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm still here for the full coverage beat. By the way, I did end up returning that Anastasia brow wax that I tried in my last full face of first impressions. I just could not get down with it. And I think I could not get down with it because I think that that fluffy brow trend is for people with already good brows. That is not I. I want you guys to trust me, and I don't want you guys to just be like, oh, okay, well, you know, she's gonna do whatever is hot right now and whatever's trending. Yeah, I'll try it because I feel like that's really a big part of this channel is like reviewing stuff for you guys. If it doesn't work for you guys, don't force it. Do not force it just to blend in, because that's when you're gonna start feeling uncomfortable and you're gonna start relying on makeup to make you blend in, and those trends to make you feel like you are enough. When in reality, if you still like your full coverage foundation and your nice carved out brows, you're not the only one, because I'm sitting here in front of you telling you that as of right now, Anissa Washington will be doing those for a while. Especially when you're doing full coverage, do not put a whole lot of product on your forehead. Just put enough to make everything look even. Most of the time, your forehead and your eyebrows and your eyes are the first things that people are going to look at when they're talking to you. So if you have a whole bunch of makeup on your forehead, even if you don't have a lot of makeup on your face and you have a lot on your forehead, it's gonna make everything look cakey. That's not my tip. I heard Jackie Ina say that, and I know how to give credit where it is due. With the little bit of foundation that I have left, I'm going to carve out my brows. Especially in the last few reviews that I've done, my eyebrows just look crazy right up here because I don't ever get super close to them with foundation or with powder because I'm too afraid to mess them up. I really, really like that. I'm gonna blend this neck a little bit better, but just to show you guys what my face is looking like up close. Not perfect. By no means am I perfect. I am going to do bronzer, then concealer, then blush. Usually I would do concealer, blush, bronzer. Contouring / bronzing is the thing that I have the most trouble with. This is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the color Espresso. That actually doesn't look bad. And I'm not blending it out all the way because I am using a powder with coverage today. So I'm not gonna blend it all the way out. But guys, I'm seriously telling you, this matchstick is so beginner friendly. I haven't used this concealer in ages. I tried to pick stuff that I haven't really picked up in a while. This is the e.l.f. Original 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the color Deep Olive. I actually prefer the hydrating one a little bit more. This one isn't bad, but it is a little bit more drying. To me, they're the same in coverage, and if you have tried these, specifically the shade Deep Olive, the conversions are not the same. The 16-Hour Camo is lighter than the hydrating one. This is the medium-sized sponge from the Complexion Trio Sponge from e.l.f. e.l.f. has been killing it in the complexion category. And in my opinion, I feel like e.l.f. is definitely one of the top brands in drugstore, just because, like, yes, they do have their staple products, and yes, there are products that I've tried from them that I absolutely hate, but I feel like they're the most well-rounded in my opinion. Like, they have something for pretty much everybody, and not all drugstore brands can say that. I actually really think this looks pretty in natural lighting, guys. Quickly going to go in with a little bit of cream blush, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush Cheeks Out. This is in the color 10 Rosé Latte, so a little bit of a deeper blush color. I feel like the only trend that I've really hopped on and fell in love with post-quarantine is the cream products. I love cream blush and cream bronzer. I feel like cream products blend together easier than powder products do. So I try to use as much cream as possible and then use powder, but I've also really loved using cream blush and powder blush because it kind of just intensifies the rosiness of the face. A big part of why I love using my studio lights too is because it's just a permanent setup. Like, I don't really even have to set anything up to film. The only thing that I have to do is pull the makeup that I want to use out my drawers, and then boom, I'm ready to go. In the One Size review that I did of that powder foundation, when I used a powder puff, I got so much coverage, it was ridiculous. So I wanted to use a powder puff with a foundation, a powder foundation that I think will be a little bit better of a match. This is the MAC Studio Fix Plus in the color NC45. I know it looks super light, but I've told you guys this over and over, and I'll continue to say it. Most powder foundations are not gonna look like how they look in the pan on your face. I completely forgot to set underneath my eyes, but I'll do that in a second. Oh my gosh, do you guys see that? I love cream, but the only thing that I hate about cream is that because it does reflect off the light more than powder, your texture does look a little bit more accentuated versus when you put that powder on, girl, that's your filter. That's your Instagram filter. Powder is the new Instagram filter. And this is just a Laura Mercier powder puff. And again, I'm not putting a whole bunch on my forehead, just enough to even everything out. Okay, this actually looks better than what it does under studio lights. Look at that. Boom. Contour isn't perfect. I mean, it looks a little muddy. Something I still need to work on. Now I'm quickly going to set underneath the eyes using this Laura Mercier setting powder, and this is in the color Translucent Honey. I love this powder for brightening. This and the Juno & Co. are like the best brightening powders that I've ever tried. Like, you guys can tell the difference between this side and that side. Next, I am going to just quickly set my face using this e.l.f. 16-hour Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. Then just using my fan. Ooh. Okay, may have used a little bit too much. Wow, my cheeks look so good. And there's no filter here, honey. No studio lights. I'm starting to contemplate, like, has my whole life been a lie? Have I always thought that my makeup looked better under studio lights and it really looks better in natural lighting? What? Okay, now I am going to apply powder blush and powder highlighter. I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. blush palette, and this is the dark one. This is honestly one of the best blush palettes I've used for darker skin. I kind of just like swirl my brush around. I've tried all of e.l.f.'s other blushes and I do not like the formulas on them. I don't know what it is, but they're just chalky and not good for the color girls. But these are a completely different story. I do have a bit on, so I'm just gonna go over with the sponge really quickly to bring me back down to earth. I have not used this highlighter palette in forever. This is the Over Cosmetics Nikki Tutorials collaboration. I'm going to use Glow Goals, this golden one down here. Back on my lower lash line and use this color down here. Mix a little bit of this orangish color. I'm gonna use that middle color for my inner corner shade. For mascara, I'm just going to be using this NYX Worth the Hype mascara on my bottom lashes. I feel like this would have looked so pretty with a little bit of winged liner. Then we're just gonna do a simple nude lip. I'm going to go in with this Juvia's Place Luxe lip liner in the color Cola. One of my faves, just going in with the Juvia's Place lipstick in the color Me. I think I want to go in with gloss. So for gloss today, guys, I found this at the bottom of my purse. I've been looking for this forever. This is my NYX Butter Gloss in the color Ginger Snap. I love this color. This and Praline, so pretty for darker skin. Butter Gloss has the like best non-sticky shiny formula. All right guys, this is the finished look. I'm just gonna give you an up close to show you how everything turned out. The only thing I would change is the contour, not really loving that the most. And then also I would have added some wings. I'm really happy that I could kind of share some of my thoughts with you guys. Let me know if you guys want to see more sit down chit chat videos. Let me know if you guys like this natural lighting setup. I definitely think I'm gonna do it every once in a while. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about some of the topics that I talked about. And don't forget to check out that video on Middle Ground. I will leave the link down in the description for you guys. I think that it is very insightful. And also check out some of their other videos. We are in a time where we need to be able to, you know, understand where other people are coming from. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.